So the book I read for my book report was Grinding It Out, The Making of McDonald by Rafe Kroc with Robert Anderson. So in the book, Raymond discussed his journey from being a salesman to a very successful businessman, and his personal life when in the beginning of his career. He talked about how he was not a good not a good student, but he was not into studying like his siblings. He dropped out of high school at a young age and began to work. Um, During the World War I, he lied about his age because of his poor family background. His dad went bankrupt. He lied about his age and went to being a ambulance driver. Um, he and then he began selling uh, plastic cups and working at local bars to support his family. He got married to his first wife, and they had a kid, but his at the beginning of the relationship, his parents disagreed. He also um, became a very successful salesman. He was one of the top ones in his company. He got he he was he was selling paper cups to local restaurants and owners and Walgreens, and all his client and customer really trusted him. Because of the Great Depression that was going on back in the days, he had his he had to face salary a 10% salary cut. But because he believes that he did not deserve that and it wasn't unfair, he had a huge argument with his boss at Lily Tublet Tublet, and but because he argued, he got to stay back and didn't have to do the cut. But throughout the book, he met people, a lot of people. One of them was Earl Prince. He was the inventor of the multi-mixer that most companies use for making milkshake. And he became very successful at selling that changed his life. One of his turning points of his career. People were coming towards him to ask for this multi-mixer, saying that, oh, I want a multi-mixer just like McDonald. And he got curious and went to San Bernardino, where the first McDonald was, and that's where he met up with the McDonald brother and believed that this was something he wanted to go into. At that time, he was 52 years old, and um, decided to partner up with McDonald brother and expand McDonald's. He And then in 1971, he decided that the McDonald brother didn't care and didn't want to go anywhere further, but he believes that McDonald could be so much bigger, and so he decided to buy McDonald out for $2.7 million, and he worked closely with Harry Stone Stoneman. In the book, there's a few pictures that I wanted to show that some of the important people. This one was Raymond, and this one was June, who he worked closely with, and this one was Harry, that he worked closely with, and they Raymond became the chairman of McDonald, and Harry became the CEO of McDonald. And at the and throughout the book, he talked about his three wives, and ended up and how he ended with the wives. And at the end, he talked about how and later in his years he developed a foundation with his brother for diabetes, and a foundation for research for diabetic and arthritis. His first wife and daughter both died from the diabetic, and so he set up that foundation. And throughout this book, I learned that not giving up and continue what you believe is very important to being successful. Throughout the book, he kept saying that I feel greener. I feel greener than throughout the book, he said he always felt greener than ever before. And that's when he knows that he will continue working hard for what he wanted. And in the later year, even when he couldn't walk anymore, he still went in wheelchair. He still went out to McDonald's almost every day to check up on all the daily reports. So it's from this book I learned that you have to, even though you might be old, but you could still be successful in the later time, and never to give up. And in the book, he said you just have to smile and be enthusiastic to be a successful salesman. So this is what I have gained throughout the book, and the summary of the grinding it out and the making of McDonald's. Thank you.